Bennett, CEO of Urban Style Media. I started this entity to give nonprofits, small businesses, an opportunity to display their gift in giving people the ability to live their dream. People that wanted to make a difference in the community oftentimes didn't have a platform, whatever's in their heart, whatever they want to do from a media standpoint, in terms of directors, producers, musicians. We want to allow everyone to have a conduit to display their craft. Currently we have 7 shows. The collaboration aspect of our platform is expanding every day. We encourage people to go for their dreams. And so in order to feed the community, we need to expand our base. And expanding our base, we want to allow more people to have an opportunity to come on air to talk about their initiatives. We've been open approximately 5 months. And in that time span, people have shown up willing to serve. It's been beyond my wildest expectations. The people that have shown up have been dedicated, have gone beyond and above the call of duty. We're going to continue to pursue community objectives and initiatives. We want to be a staple in the community. Our slogan is, imagine us. So imagine us being there for you and your dreams to help us serve the community in the best way possible from a media standpoint.
Do, baby.
Yes.
Welcome to B3rdPower. How you doing tonight?
I'm amazing.
I know, right?
I'm amazing. I had an amazing weekend. I'm amazing. I feel great.
I love it.
Yes.
You came in here so excited, and guess what she ain't do, y'all? She ain't say, I don't remember what I did.
Because I remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
We did have an amazing weekend.
We did.
So much so that why don't we go ahead and get caught up? How about that? Let's catch up.
Let's catch up.
So what did you do this weekend?
Well, I had the opportunity to speak on a panel about domestic violence.
Yes.
And there were a group of youth there and from Girlfriend's House.
Okay.
Right here in Capitol Heights. And I was so excited because, I love talking to the youth.
Yes.
So, I was in my element. I think that I came off of the panel questions several times because I just needed to meet the kids where they were. You know what I mean? And I just had a ball with that. They even served us breakfast.
You had breakfast too?
Lord Hammer.
Oh my goodness.
Sometimes you go places, they give you the little croissants and grapes and stuff.
But
they
you had a real
eggs
breakfast.
And bacon.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
Did you eat the bacon?
Yes.
I had to ask.
I've been doing so good with not eating bacon. I really have. I've been doing really good.
So you treated yourself.
So I treated myself and I had bacon. Yes.
But this morning you didn't.
No. High five.
She's breaking her bacon addiction.
I am because I could definitely use some.
I got you. Well, I had fun too.
Yes.
I actually got out the house, did some girls' night out.
Oh, okay.
We did a girls' game night in celebration of one of our friends' birthdays.
Sounds like fun.
And so it was, honey, let me tell you, I have laughed that hard, but I laughed so hard that I didn't realize how much I needed that laugh until I just couldn't stop laughing.
Right.
Like, we had so much fun. Competition was so fierce.
Right.
But so fun at the same time.
Right.
So that was great. But then, y'all, We
Okay.
did something together this weekend.
An amazing, which happens every year, but this year was
Yes.
extra special. Go ahead, tell them more.
Yes, absolutely. So this year we got to celebrate with my auntie. Yes, I call her my auntie because she is my auntie. Miss Donna Hopkins from Hopkins Breast Cancer Inc. She celebrated her 20th year anniversary of serving the community and giving out financial grants to men and women who are diagnosed with breast cancer and need
right.
assistance.
That's
And
right.
so we got a chance to go out and celebrate. Sherri, and of course, I've been with her
Yeah.
from the very beginning, and Sherri has come along and at least been there for, I don't know, the
I
last
volunteered
11
a
years.
couple,
Yeah, it's been a while.
couple years, so it's been.
But
yeah.
we've been with her throughout this journey. So it was so great to celebrate with her. And we do have some footage to share with you tonight from
We do.
our adventure out into the wild of the 20th
Yeah.
annual Hoop It Up for Breast Cancer basketball tournament. Oh, well, maybe we don't. It's okay.
It's okay.
So we'll talk about how great it was.
We'll share it on the page.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
We'll do
share
that.
It on the
We'll
page
share it
so
on
you
the
guys
page
can see it.
because every year she has a basketball tournament.
Yes, it's a basketball
And
tournament.
it's held right here in the area at Lake Arbor Community Center.
Yep.
And it's an amazing time of competition.
Yes. Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
serious competition.
When I say it's serious,
Yeah.
I mean, over the years, we've had professionals, we've had semi-professional ball players play, professional ball players on their break join us. We've even had radio stations that chipped in and had their own teams in it. I mean, it's just
and the
been
teams are,
an amazing
they come
journey,
to win.
don't they?
Yeah, the
Believe
men
it.
and the women, they come
There's
to
so
play.
many arguments that break out on that court. It's like, and you're like, everybody, it's a charity event, but everybody, as she
Yeah.
says, wants that big gold ball.
And I love
So,
that it's so family because everybody's been doing this and participating for years.
For years.
That some of the same teams come back. And of course, she gets new teams, but some of the same teams and the same faces come back.
over
And it's
and over.
almost like family. So when you see each other, it's just a really, really
and
nice
it's
feeling.
literally a wait list. But you
It
know
is.
what the greatest thing about her organization is, and we have to give it to her because she's a 2-time breast cancer survivor herself. And what's amazing about Donna is the fact that she looked at the community and she said, man, as she was getting and going through her treatment, she was like, so many people in our community are not being treated because they don't have the finances to do it. They're worrying about how am I going to pay my rent? And they're going without treatment because of their worries of finances. So what she did was she came up with the brilliant idea of having a basketball tournament. That's how it started. And the basketball tournament went on to raise money to give financial grants to those who needed financial assistance. But the great thing about the organization is, guess what you said earlier, everybody that works there are volunteers. No one gets paid.
Yeah.
All of the money and the proceeds that she receives goes right back into the
That's
community
right.
to provide grants. No one gets paid in her organization for the work that
I
they
love
do.
it. I love it, because
So-
it's definitely needed. And like you said, a lot of people are avoiding treatment for
Yes,
that
for
for
that
that
reason.
financial
Yes.
reason. So shout outs to Donna. Big ups to you.
Yes.
Congratulations
We
on
love
20
you.
years. We
Yes.
love you. And we are looking forward to next year.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, without further ado, we have an amazing show lined up for you guys tonight. We have some powerful women that are joining us tonight. One is a returning guest. But come on now, they are opinionated and they certainly have something to say tonight. So, when we come back from this quick break, we'll be joined by a panel of women as we get into relationship building conversation tonight. But before we go to that break, guess what? G3 gonna take us on out, baby.
Take us out, G3.
is Denzel Bennett, CEO of Urban Style Media. I started this entity to give nonprofits, small businesses, an opportunity to display their gift in giving people the ability to live their dream. People that wanted to make a difference in the community oftentimes didn't have a platform, whatever's in their heart, whatever they want to do from a media standpoint, in terms of directors, producers, musicians. We want to allow everyone to have a conduit to display their craft. Currently we have 7 shows. The collaboration aspect of our platform is expanding every day. We encourage people to go for their dreams. And so in order to feed the community, we need to expand our base. And expanding our base, we want to allow more people to have an opportunity to come on air to talk about their initiatives. We've been open approximately 5 months. And in that time span, people have shown up willing to serve. It's been beyond my wildest expectations. The people that have shown up have been dedicated, have gone beyond and above the call of duty. We're going to continue to pursue community objectives and initiatives. We want to be a staple in the community. Our slogan is, imagine us. So imagine us being there for you and your dreams to help us serve the community in the best way possible from a media standpoint.
Welcome back. Welcome back to B3rdPower. We are here in the studio and we are joined by a lovely panel of women.
Yes.
Who are powerful, outspoken, and we just had to bring them in the studio to talk about this awesome topic on relationships. So to my left, we have Stubbs.
Hey.
Dime.
Hi.
Nancy Alert.
That's me.
And Shenetta.
Hi, Shenetta, everybody.
Shenetta. So, listen, you guys get ready, okay, for real talk, real conversation about relationships and being bruised and going into relationships.
Yes.
And whatever else comes from that, ladies, comes from that.
A lot comes from that.
Right.
Let's go.
So, since you're ready, what do you think we can, there are a lot of people out here going into these relationships and they're bruised. I know you made a post on your page today, and it was talking about when is it too early to get back into another relationship? And I thought that was really a great question, because some people were like, right away.
Right.
What are your thoughts?
I wasn't prepared. And no breakup have I been able to jump right back into another relationship. And I don't feel like it's healthy, because taking that time to heal and recognize what happened, and not so much always what happened, why the relationship separated, but what happened within yourself. Because like sometimes you lose yourself, so you just really got to pay attention to think about those type of things. But that's what I would say is the most important part, getting down to the root of what took place and what you can do to make things better, you know? So.
Especially when it's been a traumatic relationship, you know?
So then I guess it would be, you would need time if it was a traumatic breakup, but if it was just one of those, we drifted, we grew apart, then I don't think you need that time to figure out what went wrong, what happened, because maybe we outgrew each other, and some of that happened, and you're friends and everything, and you move on. But it's those relationships where you feel battered and bruised, and not necessarily physically battered, but you just feel your soul was battered, you're bruised, and now you're thinking, the next relationship I go into,
You have your guard up.
exactly, now that next man, what we're trying not to do, or what we should not do, is let the next man pay for the first guy's issue,
Talking to somebody
And a
about
lot of us do that. We punish that guy, and he might be a real good guy, but you would never know, because you're punishing him for what the other one did.
But you know, it's a catch-22.
But you know, I was going to say, to add on to that, in a way I agree, but I disagree, because I feel like once you're in a relationship with someone, you're always giving something of yourself. So you're dividing yourself during that 1 year, that 2 year, that 3 year. So although you may be leaving in the relationship and badly, you still need to get back to you. You know, regroup, rethink, because your goals were different when you were with that person. You know, you were thinking about possibly marriage, the next year with them building finances. So now you need to regroup and say, hey, you know what? That grew old, or we grew apart. Maybe that's just not the person that I need. He was never on my level. So now what level do I need to put myself on to find that king that I need? And that's just, but dating, someone said jump into that real quick. What were you going to say, Don?
No, I was just going to say, I'm a huge believer on energy. So for me, that energy exchange, I need that time to heal. Ooh, excuse me. I need closure.
Yeah.
Because for me, if I just jump right into it, you're going to suffer. Because I haven't healed from what I just went through here.
Yes.
I don't know why I still feel what I still feel, and now I'm trying to get into something with you, and now I'm mixing new feelings with old emotions. I'm looking for new signs, and you might be like him. It's just, you need that time, that little bit of space.
What do you think, T?
For me, I think I learned the hard way, if I be honest.
Go ahead, let's keep it 100. That's we.
I learned the hard way because early on I was looking for love in all the wrong places, so to speak. And so when you get to the point where you're jumping from relationship to relationship, sometimes you're not even aware. Like, it took me to get older and more mature to even realize wait a minute, I need to take a step back, look at myself. Because for the longest time, I used to be like, boo hoo hoo. Like, do I have a bullseye on my head that say, all no good men come here? You know, so I'm like, what is it about me that's attracting that? And it took me to get to the point to ask those questions.
Those are hard questions.
And I realized that it started with me. It started with me lowering my standards. It started with me just accepting, because at a point in time I didn't want to be by myself, or was afraid of being by myself, because everyone else has somebody.
Didn't want to be lonely.
Yeah, and so you're accepting people in your mind. You're like, oh, it's nothing, but you're really getting emotionally attached the further the relationship and the longer it goes.
And that goes back to what Stubbs was saying, is that we do need that break, because you do need to come back and do a little self-awareness, do a little self-check, have a little real deep conversation with yourself. And a lot of people don't know how to have that real conversation or that real look at yourself. Right.
And part of that comes from because they have something within them that needs to be healed.
Right.
It's something that you're searching for. I always tell people, regardless of what you say, at the end of the day, everybody wants to be loved.
Right.
You know what I mean? You may have a misconception of what love is, but everybody wants to be loved. And that's what most of our, especially for women, that's what drives most of us into these bad relationships.
And then, you know what? I was going to say, after some relationships, you know, maybe you don't fall in, I don't know what, you know, I've done it, where it's not like you going to fall in love or get in a relationship, but you may happen to have sex with someone. You know, because you want to lay with someone that night, or don't want to feel lonely, because we all been there. So then you end up having sex, and then in your mindset, oh, now we on another level. You know, I love her.
But you know what?
That's what women do.
That's what relationship is.
But you know what? And to be honest, you know, not to, because I know there are probably men out there watching who probably are experiencing a little bit of the same thing. And let's be honest, men might do the same thing. They might jump back into relationship after relationship after relationship, because they don't want to be by themselves. And they don't want to be by themselves.
But they also heal differently. And they heal differently. So men, I think for women, we're more attached emotionally, where men, it typically is more attached physically. The emotions are there, but we also have to understand how to relate to our men. So most men have been told that you're not allowed to express your emotions, or you're not allowed to feel sad or upset. So the biggest thing is you get on about then you find you another woman. So most of the time men will move from relationship to relationship to relationship, because for them that's the normal. Nobody's taught them to heal. And then I heard one of the young ladies mention that, you know, some women, we accept less because we have lower values. Well, I think about, you said the girlfriend's house, you were just doing an event for domestic violence. I think about a lot of our young women that are being taught and shown by us how not to have values. And it's so hard for young women and even teenagers and adults and women's in their 30s. I'm getting ready to turn 40, and there's some things in the last 3 years that I was like, wow, I would have never thought that would have been me. But you have a reality check and say, wow, that really is me, and there are truly things that I did not even know were broken. And so it's like, what do we have to do at the root of things and being able to go into another relationship? Because a lot of times we're not ready. We're just not ready.
Ask ourselves the question that we know the answer to, that we don't want to know the answer to. That's why we end up in those situations, because we know. Really, we know. We know why we're in certain relationships. We know why we go down certain avenues. Because some women don't want to be alone. Some women feel that if they don't have a man, they're not complete, right? Some women feel, if I've not been married, I've never been married, something is wrong with me.
I haven't been married, it's okay.
Don't rush. Me either.
Here we go, that's two.
I've been married.
I've been married. I think it's something everybody should do once.
No,
but
you don't have to do it.
At least once.
You know why I say that though? It's not a bigger situation.
And she's married.
See, I love it. See, and one day I'm going to be right there and be all excited.
But it took me the wrong one to get to the...
So you had to go down that lane. You know, another thing, we are as competitive. So, you know, it's like, you'll know that man is sleeping around with somebody, maybe even a woman that you don't like, but because you don't want her to have him,
You
gonna stay right there in that
Or
relationship.
you just want to have that particular type of man. I know personally women, and I just shake my head. I'm like, you fool. And I really, maybe I shouldn't say that, and maybe I should have some sympathy, empathy. No, I shouldn't.
I mean,
Seriously, because I think you understand that if you're just with this man just to say I have a man, or I'm gonna go there right now, I have this light bright man on my arm, right? Or he looks a certain way. Has nothing, but he looks a certain way.
He got
has
potential.
nothing.
He don't need that much of that.
You see how she stopped saying he has nothing.
She
but
said
nothing.
nothing.
But you want him on your arm.
But you want him on your arm because he looks a certain way and he is not good to you either. So where do you draw the line and say, I'm so afraid to be alone, so I would rather be with someone that is going to treat me less than I should be treated.
Or low self-esteem.
We've all
Or
I've
maybe
done
they've
that.
I think
never
we've all
seen
been
love.
there.
I mean, a lot of people, we wish for these relationships our grandparents had, our great-grandparents had, not understanding what really went into those relationships.
Thank you. There you go. Because those were some real relationships. They sacrificed some things in those relationships.
They did. And a lot of people don't want to hear this or understand it, but your grandfather cheated.
Yeah.
Your great-grandfather cheated. And it might have been with Miss Murray.
Grandma just
But Miss Murray
accepted.
wasn't like
And your next door
today.
neighbor, your sister.
You understand?
She wasn't in your face.
Exactly.
So that's why they
we have
respect
made
her.
being a side chick a proud
Yes.
Social
job.
media.
There's shirts that say it.
Side chick.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we are
So
presenting
then
to
how
our
are we
girls.
supposed, as women, right? How are we supposed to move through and say, oh, I guess I could be a side chick, or
I don't think anybody
Think about only
into
1% of women aren't side
chicks.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
She said 1%.
1%
I mean,
are
'cause
not.
you just never know what. I
So-
mean, because we got side men.
That's funny because I was
Wait.
I was watching.
We don't all have side
We don't have all
No.
side men.
I didn't say we. I didn't say we as in. I'm sorry. You said we as in women. I'm saying we as in women in general.
Women have started to flip the script
But I
and go with
agree.
the same acceptance of men and saying men been doing it for years. So yes,
so
I'm gonna have
can
my
I.
husband or my boyfriend and boyfriend number 2. But at the end of the day, that's just brokenness on top of brokenness. So that's one broken relationship that's going into another broken relationship, and you're looking for something that you're not gonna find in anybody because at the end, you really just don't know what you need.
Right.
And you don't understand the wealth and the value of that person and or yourself. So when you really start thinking about it and breaking it down, the love and the things that we need for ourselves has to come from within because it can't be built on somebody else. And I learned that the hard way.
So when we're
absolutely.
going to take a quick break.
Okay.
But when we come back on the end of this discussion, let's kind of talk to some of the ladies and give them some things that maybe we experience and how we work through it.
Y'all sure you're right.
And some of that after the fact or after the relationship. How did we do that self-awareness check? How did we do that? You know, because we're definitely hitting a lot of buttons.
Right.
And a lot of people are probably saying, I am that person. But so how do I do it? Because we're saying, you know, self-awareness, but they're like, okay, I know myself.
Yeah.
It's
nothing
bigger
wrong
than
with
that.
it.
It's so much bigger. So we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to give you a little bit more real talk on this on relationships and relationships building.
Absolutely. G3, take us on out, baby.
Take it.
Oh yeah.
Baby.
Denzel Bennett, CEO of Urban Style Media. I started this entity to give nonprofits, small businesses, an opportunity to display their gift in giving people the ability to live their dream. People that wanted to make a difference in the community oftentimes didn't have a platform, whatever's in their heart, whatever they want to do from a media standpoint in terms of directors, producers, musicians. We want to allow everyone to have a conduit to display their craft. Currently we have 7 shows. The collaboration aspect of our platform is expanding every day. We encourage people to go for their dreams. And so in order to feed the community, we need to expand our base. And expanding our base, we want to allow more people to have an opportunity to come on air to talk about their initiatives. We've been open approximately 5 months. And in that time span, people have shown up willing to serve. It's been beyond my wildest expectations. The people that have shown up have been dedicated, have gone beyond and above the call of duty. We're going to continue to pursue community objectives and initiatives. We want to be a staple in the community. Our slogan is, imagine us. So imagine us being there for you and your dreams to help us serve the community in the best way possible from a media standpoint.
Welcome back to B3rdPower here on Urban Style Media. We have a house full tonight, and we are having a wonderful open conversation about relationship building. It's the primary topic, but we're talking about what do you do when you're going into relationship after relationship, being bruised and carrying your baggage. Sometimes it's a time to unpack. No, not sometimes. Today is the time. Today is time for you to unpack your bags.
Yes.
But before we go any further, for those of you that are just joining us, we want to reintroduce our panel tonight. So we'll start right over here with you. What is your name, madam?
Hey, you guys, it's your girl Stubbs from the Stubbs Show, of course, and all over the world. Make sure you guys follow me on Facebook at the Stubbs Show and also www.ShedonnaStubbs.life.
Hello and welcome again, Stubbs. Always a pleasure to have you back.
Look, let me stay tame.
Yeah. She said the world, Stubbs. And what about you, darling?
I mean, how you just come behind me? I'm Dom the Vibe, of course. You guys can find me on social media at Dom the Vibe, domthevibe.com, and make sure you guys tune in to Brunching the Experience coming your way.
Awesome sauce. And who do I have over here to my right?
Okay. I'm Nancy Allert, and I'm a real estate broker. 23 years real estate broker in the DC metro area. You can find me on social media, the Nancy Alert on IG, Nancy Alert on Facebook, nancyalert.com. It's all about what?
Nancy Alert. And finally, to my far right, what is your name?
Good evening, everybody. So I am Shenetta Malkia, your Empowered Life Queen, your former Miss Maryland, United States 2014. I am the founding president and executive director of Empowerment Essence, where we focus on suicide prevention and anti-bullying for youth and young adults. So I'm excited to be here tonight, and this is a powerful topic, ladies. So follow us, empowermentessence.org, or you can follow us on all social media at Empowerment Essence, or you can follow Shenetta Malkia, the PMs of the city. We have everything dealing with real estate.
Awesome. Yes. Awesome. We have a very diverse
group of women.
women.
So we didn't stack the house with a certain type of section. We got a little bit of everything.
Just a little bit.
Everybody's announcing themselves. I
Yes.
felt like saying, and I ain't.
And
Yeah.
all these queens at this table.
Yeah.
Want to snap.
So before we went to break, we were having a very candid conversation about what it is that we've realized, at least for us, going into relationships when we've been bruised and battled and not taking that necessary time and or not knowing to take the time to deal with self and to heal. And so now we're going to pick up where we left off, and we're going to give some advice. We're going to take the second half to give some advice. So if you are tuning in, be sure to put your questions in the comments. We will have someone checking so that we can answer you. But now we're going to give you a little bit of the nuggets of wisdom that we've gained throughout the years as we've gone in and out of relationships, some good, some bad, and some just simply not for us.
Amen.
There we
Because
go.
I've
That's
always
fair.
felt it very important to meet your audience where they are.
Yes.
But you also need to give them strategies and different advice
Absolutely.
and tips on how to do different things. And, you know, by us talking to the community and women all the time, you know, we can't sit back and talk all of the negative talk. Now we want to really give women some different ways, some empowerment, like, and what we experience. Anybody want to share first?
That's good. I always ask, how do you do that? Model that for me. So, and we speak about that within Empowerment Essence quite a bit when people tell you how to heal or what you should be doing, but they're not willing to give you the directions and the actual steps. Step one, allow yourself to break, queen. Allow yourself to break, king. A lot of times, I think for myself and going through different breakups, and I haven't gone through a tremendous amount of breakups, but the ones that I have gone through have been severe enough. The more recent one was a domestic violence situation, and I am very thankful to God that I'm still here. The biggest thing that I learned in that more recent breakup was that there are men that are broken that have no idea that they are broken. And because they don't know that they're broken, they're carrying that baggage and that luggage around and laying it on other women. For myself, I'm the fix-it person. I don't know if I got anybody else that can fix it. I can fix it. I can fix it.
Yes.
And it's not so much of fixing the person, but it's fixing the things that they're going through. So I'm big on support, but then I realize that sometimes I overhelp. And I help people to the point where I damage myself. And so in a lot of my relationships, I've held on to the point where I knew the relationship was bad, but I'm still like, Lord, I got faith.
Right.
You gonna fix this? And God said, I did not tell you to hold on to all that. What I told you to do was to love and forgive and show empathy and show who I am. And that has taken a tremendous amount of time. You don't have to get it right the first, second, or third time. Friends that are abandoning your friends because you're telling them to get out the relationship and they're not listening to you and you're leaving them cold, stop. Let's keep it 100. It took us a minute before we got it, and I still ain't got it, and I'm 39. I'm learning. Every day is a learning. But for myself, I think there's a little difference for me because not everybody has the Word of God to build from, and let that be your foundation. And so for myself, I'm coming from a very practical perspective. I wasn't brought up in the church, but I found God because I was broken from a relationship that it wasn't a bad relationship, but a relationship where it was time for us to part. We had both grown. And so I can relate to that. And I would just say that you allow yourself to be broken so that you can be rebuilt.
Yes.
Because if you're not accepting where you are, how can you move on?
And you know, I want to add to that, is part of that is forgiveness.
Yes.
You have to forgive yourself. Right? You have to forgive yourself and what you went through, what you put yourself through, some of the decisions you made, some of the bad choices that you made. Forgive yourself.
There we go.
So that you can move on. Because a lot of times, like you say, you're not healed. But forgiveness is a big thing, right? It's a really big thing, and it's like that weight on your shoulders. And if, you know, you got to learn to forgive yourself for what you experience, right? So that you don't do the sabotage talk, the bad talk, the negative talk. So
And
anybody
you'll
else?
forgive them too.
Amen.
You know,
forgive them.
You know, they may not come to you and ask for forgiveness, but forgive them for what they done to you, so you won't be bitter towards them.
This forgiveness is for you.
Yeah, because it's for the person that accepts it. And also, don't move so quick. Like, keep the friends around that, because when you're growing, the friends is going to be honest with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you have people that'll be around you. You say, girl, I'm about to leave him. They're like, yeah, come on and leave him.
Yes.
Come on, we're going to go out of town.
Yes.
We're going to do this, or let's go hang out. You need friends around that's going to teach you to build and, you know, to keep going, because not if you're being abused.
Right.
Because sometimes us as women, we can be babies. We can have our own baggage that we brought into a relationship, and we're trying to put that on that person, or blaming him for everything, or making him kiss our butt because he did something that we forgave him for.
Supposedly.
But we decided this, supposedly. But we decided to stay in that relationship. And I just want to say, women, keep some friends around you that's going to encourage you. Friends who've been through some things, you know.
Real friends.
That keep some friends that's going to put some wisdom in you. You know, I'm only, I'm over 35, you know, but I'm not 40. But my girlfriends are.
Say, listen, I ain't giving you all that. I'm not 40.
But my girlfriends are over 40 and some 50, you know, and I sit around them and I get that wisdom, and they too. And if I would have had them around in other relationships, it may have lasted longer.
Right.
But when you got people that's like, girl, leave him. You can get this man, and making single life look like it's the best
It's the
life.
best thing ever.
You know,
It is not the best.
And they might
life.
have reasons to tell you to leave him.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Their own reasons.
Yeah. So, but some of them want your man.
That's
They want
what
your
I'm
life.
saying.
They're jealous of
Yes,
what you have.
exactly.
Right.
So go through some of your stuff with the right people and
Amen.
not the wrong people.
That was a good one.
That's good.
Yeah,
Go
was
through
a good
some
one.
stuff.
Because I'm pretty sure we all got those girlfriends who
Yeah.
have done that.
The right one,
You know,
not
yeah,
the wrong
Not the,
one.
There you go.
the right
Right.
one. I always say every day, I thank God, seriously, every day for the friends that I have, because most people would kill for the friends that I have. And I wish everyone could have at least two of the friends that I have, and I have
I need
a
'em.
number of them. They are, I call them ride or die for Nancy Alert. They are true friends.
I know that's
They will encourage you when you need encouragement. They're not like, oh, whatever. When you're broken, they're there to lift you up. No judgment, because you don't want them to judge you. They're not judging you. They're there to help you, lift you up, get you to the next step. Not say, oh, well, you don't have any money now? I'm done with you. I'm on to the next friend. Oh, you know, when you had all the money, they were with you. When you have no money, they're not with you. And I truly say this every day, and they know it. They're the best friends ever.
You know,
and
we
I'm
don't go
thankful.
through, we don't have a lot of words from the wise anymore because people don't listen to a lot of seniors.
Yeah.
But I remember when my grandmother used to say, if you have 5 good friends that you can count on one hand in your lifetime, you've done
That's in the
good.
lifetime.
In your
lifetime.
Lifetime.
She did
That's
say
good.
Last year, wow, she's in a lifetime.
Yeah, not
Yes.
a year,
you know,
lifetime. 'Cause
And
you
she
looking
always
for
said,
friends quick.
exactly, she always said that people are your associates,
Yes.
not your
Right,
friends.
exactly.
And so, you know, it really helped me growing up to realize that, okay, some people are just associates. You know, we cool. We might even hang out every once
That's
in
the
a while.
outer circle. That's the outer circle. You can't everybody bring everybody in
Those
that inner
5
circle.
friends that I know they're going to be honest,
Right.
Yes.
Honest.
they're going to be real, and they're going to build you. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
And listen, I just want to add this in real quick, because I want people to understand what being real and honest friends that don't judge you. Other friends that know they got their own ish going on. Friends that when they come around, they not like, let's say they were getting evicted, or their bills ain't paid, or their car note is, you know, backed up. They not coming around saying you ain't got no money, but they saying, girl, my stuff is jacked up. I got this going on, I got that going on. And y'all sit and work out a plan. Or you support her, you encourage her.
That's
You like,
what I'm
girl, I want
talking
the
about,
same
my
thing
friends.
going on.
Yes.
But not your friends that come dressed up and made up
And just listening
Yeah.
to what you're saying. I'm about to be evicted, but you're just, oh, really?
Right.
Yeah.
Or they
So
looking
how
to take
you
it to the
gonna-
next person.
Yeah, talk about you.
Exactly.
I do want to say this real quick. Don't be afraid to get help. A lot of people are afraid to seek out professional
Amen.
help. I'm not talking about, you know, it's great to have your friends, your
Right,
homegirls,
right,
you know,
right.
your mom, your dad. My mother is my rock. But I will say, in my last divorce, I had to take some time to heal. And I had moved on to a new relationship and I still hadn't healed.
Yeah.
It's been almost 5 years now. And I had to tell that man a month ago, I forgive you. I'm gonna let you, I ain't gonna never forget
Right.
what you've done,
That's
especially because we have children that you do wrong by. But I forgive you.
Amen.
Because I need that from me.
That's right.
Because at the end of the day, that anger,
It's only affecting you.
it was eating me alive.
Have you doing stuff you ain't want to do?
Yeah.
It makes you. Bitterness for me comes from anger, not that hurt. You know, he moved on. I don't care nothing about that. I care that you don't take care of your children. You don't do right. And so now I need to heal from that so that I can move on in life, period.
I like it.
Yeah.
Therapy is awesome.
Yes,
Therapy is awesome.
Therapy is amazing. Everybody on therapy, hands up.
I'm thinking about signing up. I'm thinking about, well, I know I need to. I think that, like you said, everyone needs to do that. And that's the baggage we also take in there, them kids.
So-
we got to take kids with us.
So one of the things that I had to do, which is what you tapped on as far as getting therapy, those are moments of just being honest with yourself, right? And I had to take that same moment myself to say, what was my part in this?
Yeah.
When my first marriage came to an end. Now, granted, all the chips were stacking up on his side.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
You didn't
But
do
I also
anything.
had to stop and ask myself, what did I do to contribute to this?
Amen.
Right?
Yeah.
And so what I discovered my issue was, and I think we talked about this earlier, was I just chose the wrong person.
Right.
Okay.
And I knew going in, I had some apprehensions about some things.
Right.
But I still married him.
Right.
And then when it fell apart, I'm looking at all these chips that's stacking up, and I'm like, but you did, and you did, and you did, and you did. But guess what? I did something too.
Yeah.
I got involved with the wrong person.
But you asked yourself the question.
But I
right?
did ask myself the question.
You remember
So-
I said earlier, ask yourself the question that you already know the answer
Exactly.
to.
Exactly, that you already know. So what I want to know from you ladies is what steps are in your relationships, because obviously you've came to a place of awareness because we're having this conversation. At what point did you become aware of yourself? How did you what was your journey to becoming aware of your part in contributing to these bad relationships?
I'm about to say, you want to start this off down? Because I'm going to take them there.
And just to let you know, we do have, we can give everybody maybe a minute or so to
I'm gonna make it quick.
to wrap that
I'm
one
gonna
up.
make it quick. I'm a big preacher on taking a look in the mirror. So for me, when we were just arguing, I'm looking to blame, and I'm like, you know what? This sounds real familiar. I went through this in the last relationship. They wasn't together. So now I gotta look at the common denominator.
Yes.
It was me. So what about me attracted you? What about me made you do this? What about me? And a lot of people will say, well, you're blaming yourself for someone else's mistakes. No, I'm taking accountability for what I did to contribute to the situation. And I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and go on about that. Accountability is something people not ready for.
So we'll pass that over because I seen a question come through that I'd rather attack. I'm always revamping.
Okay.
And we definitely want to get to that question too.
No, for the self-awareness for myself, it was after my suicide attempt. So I was in a long-term relationship. I attempted suicide when that relationship came to an end. And I was broken, lost, and empty. What made me have self-awareness is that I had to.
Right.
I was sitting in the hospital. And I remember the police officer asking me, do you really think that your relationship was worth you taking your life? And then she didn't let me answer. She was like, no.
Right.
So that was an immediate self-check. And then when I had to come out and that person was still gone and I still had to live because I had attached myself, those are moments in which I had to look at myself and say, why are you screaming and hollering for love and affection from somebody that is not able to give it to you? And it made me go deeper and say, I've been screaming for love and affection from family members, from friends.
Right.
Now I've attached myself to this person. So it's something that you really have to look at and evaluate and get to the root of it, because I didn't want to continue to attach myself to things or people
Right.
to say they validated me.
Exactly. Power.
I have been going through my mind and thinking about all my relationships, and honestly, I can honestly say that I have not been in a relationship where my heart, my soul, my body, my mind has been battered or shattered. However, I was married for 10 years, and I think my ex-husband is the one that helped me become the person that I am because of the mess that he was. So because he was a certain way, and because I am, not fix it, but I'm gonna do it, Nancy alert. I'm the one that does and take care of everything. So he literally did nothing. So that was it. He's like, I think the man had every job in Virginia. So he just kept, moving through jobs. And because of that, I decided at that point in time that it's me. I have to go and I have to do, and I became this assertive person that I am, because I never was. I was very shy. You wouldn't believe it now. You wouldn't believe it. I was very shy, and because of him, he made me, and I thank him for that, because he made me the person that I am, that I'm really appreciative for, and I'm able to live my life without feeling like I have to have, I want to have, but that I have to have a man to make me feel like a 100% person.
Yes.
I want to say something on this, because I think, of course, we've all experienced it, but I definitely want to share that mine was definitely, I heard this one saying, I know we've all heard it before, that it said one day to the friends that are around you, look at the friends that are around you, right? And if you're not in a group of friends that are either empowering you, stronger than you, or if you're the smartest one in the group, or if everybody in the group is broke, then you broke, and you broke person number 6. And if you're in a group of friends that, and that's really where mine came from.
Okay.
I really started to evaluate what was around me. And I had to really pay attention to that and tap into that first to figure out what am I doing with my life, right? And then I changed my network.
That's good. Changing that network.
That's good.
Change the network.
Yeah, and
I like
what's
it.
going on.
I've always heard that though. You change your network, you change your life.
Yes, I was gonna say your
Change your
net
net
worth.
You
Yes,
changed
all
your
of
net
it.
worth too.
Net worth.
Well, my
you
net
change-
worth ain't changed.
That's my goal.
That's the goal, right?
It's coming.
That's the thing.
Changing your network.
It's coming.
It's coming.
I was going to say, as I started growing and I took my leap of faith and I accepted the vision that God gave to me, and when I stay consistent in that lane and doing what I'm supposed to do, I notice the power that I have. And over the years, I've learned that a lot of the things that I'm able to do and capable of doing because of me accepting that vision and being consistent when I do what He wants me to do.
Yeah.
I'm my own problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when I started looking at things messing up because of me,
Yes.
that was my self-check. So I'm constantly self-checking myself because it's always, you got this and then you got this. But this one may come with, you got to work harder. And this one is there and you want to have fun, but you may swerve off a little bit. So I'm always self-checking myself first. So that's my thing.
So much good information.
Yes.
That's good nuggets right there.
Good nuggets.
But you know what happens, man?
I know.
When you're having fun flying, time sure does fly.
No.
I'm so sad we are coming to the end, but guess what? If you go on over to B3rdPower, B3rdPower on Facebook, we will go live for 5 more minutes because we had a question that we certainly want to answer.
Awesome.
However, you got to go to B3rdPower on Facebook Live or Facebook in order to catch this after party conversation.
Let's get it.
But as always, we thank you so much for joining us. We did want to mention that coming up this weekend is the Vision Conference. Want to invite you guys out. It's going to be a very awesome event. Excuse me. please be sure to go to Urban Style Media, the page, and you can get more information from there. Class Act is doing a Vision Experience Conference. It's going to be off
It's
the
actually
chain.
going to be this Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, Saturday and
This
Sunday
and
at
Sunday
Malton
at the Marlton
Golf Club. Yes.
So make
Awesome.
sure that you
Okay.
go to, they have a bit link, but you can call 202-904-1000 to get more information. The Vision Experience Conference 2019. I think that, you know, and the bad part is that everybody doesn't understand vision.
Right.
You know, and that's the difficult part, that everybody doesn't understand vision. But we hope that you'll come out to the Vision Conference.
Yes.
And listen, if you have any other questions about it, make sure you call 202-904-1000. It's Saturday and Sunday at the Marlton Golf
Club
Course
in
Golf
Upper
Club in
Marlboro.
That's a cute location.
Yeah.
It is.
So, with that being the case, we are sad to go, but we're still going to go do the after party on B3rdPower Facebook page. But until then, remember, today is a great day to make a difference in the lives of those that are around you. I'm Lynn Tate.
And I'm Sherri.
And this has been B3rdPower here on Urban Style Media. G3, baby. Take us on up out of here.